My Be Right Back logo. Let's go with that for a second. That's the Be Right Back logo. Pretty cool guys. Pretty cool folks in the library reading, enjoying their books. Whew. Happy Wednesday. Uh, another Wednesday. It's almost the end of the school year, which is always exciting times for parents as they get to look forward to uh, what seems to be 6,000 different childcare setups during the summer, camps, uh, sports, events, days spent at home. There's a lot of different things. So, yeah, I just ran home from dropping the kids off, jogged. And I don't think I should do that anymore because my hip, my old hip, is flaring up, and I'm excited to uh, presume that that gets better over time instead of worse. Most physical ailments get better as you get older, I think, is what I'm expecting to be the case. I'm not going to take a lot of feedback on that expectation. Bijatron, good morning. Thanks as always for showing up. Thanks as always for popping in. I really do appreciate it. It's good to see you. Can we still say that? E meet EC. It is great to have you here. Home team game dev, hello. Thank you for coming as well. I am so happy that you're both here, and I really appreciate that. Welcome. Oh, you guys, this is great. It means a lot to me. It really does. So thank you so much. I've got end workout. My watch is saying, "Are you still working out?" And it's like, no, not even close. I'm working out my mind because I'm going to be reading two manuals today, at least two. We'll see if we get time for anything extra. Oh God, I'm out of breath. I've been exercising recently, like a good amount, and yet I jog a little bit home, and I am super out of breath for like 6 hours. So, yes, Vijatron points out I've been wanting to read Silent Scope for a month. I have been. There was one, wasn't it like an After Dark? I was going to read it, and then it was like, let's just do it. Let's do it for real. And actually, let's just do it for real now. Why am I just talking here? Hey, how's it going? Thank you. B-Day Jeffy P, thank you so much for coming in. Oh my gosh. And we got Roxaloxa. Thank you very much. Good to see you. Blue Sky friend and Blue Sky friends. This is exciting. Thanks for coming by. You are just in time for us to this is so exciting. Yay. There's chat. There's all sorts of stuff. This is fun. I'm gonna be honest. I have been looking forward to the stream this week, my stream this week, just because it is so fun to do this and get to say hi to everybody. It is one of my favorite times of the week now, which is really exciting for me. So I will also ask offline, maybe for some help on something. It says here at the top of the screen, we will be discontinuing support for Twitch Studio, the app that I use, after 5/30/24, which is in about 8 days. We've prepared a guide with tips for how to find and switch over to a broadcasting software that works for me. Um, I don't even know where to begin. So we'll figure something out. Yeah, so Twitch Studio is going to go away. Maybe I can find something that has a reverb option on it. OBS, probably OBS. B-Day Jeffy P points out, I'd probably OBS. Okay, I might ask for some help. Yeah, I know. Home Team Game Dev says I put a lot of work into this. I created the corner logo and everything, and that took me, I mean, months to perfect. Just Jeffy or Jeff is fine. Okay, great. I don't know. Sometimes with people on chat, I want to make sure I'm reading the full thing or the thing. So Jeffy, Jeff, that sounds good. I will go with that. Thank you very much. I want to make sure I'm respecting folks' preferences. Okay, what we'll do, speaking of respecting folks' preference, as I think everybody has a preference for two manuals today, we'll go ahead and start with Silent Scope. I want to read a little bit of Silent Scope. This is a game that I feel like looks like an N64 game in the arcade. I always remember looking at it and being like, "What is going on here?" It looks a little bit rough, but I love it. I really like the cover art for Silent Scope. It tells you exactly what you're going to get in here. And I would say, using a sniper rifle against a fighter pilot that is flying straight at you is you may have already lost the war at that point. You may have already lost the battle, but it tells us a little bit about the game. It's rated mature for animated blood and animated violence. Thank you, Konami. That's the good stuff. It says maximum skill, maximum thrill. Get ready. This is the PlayStation 2 version. Get ready to experience the arcade hit on your PlayStation 2 computer entertainment system. The president and his family have been kidnapped by lethal terrorists, and the government turns to an elite counter terrorist sniper to neutralize the hostile threats. Budget cuts. Your mission is to infiltrate the terrorist headquarters, clear all areas of danger, and return the president's family safely to the White House. Um, so yeah, we got that. You get in this game, there's some bullets. You get an on-screen targeting system with magnifiable scope, allows you to shoot with incredible precision. Exercise your sniping skills in downtown cities, freeways, and night vision missions. Uh, there's something sort of dark about this. Features all the modes from the original arcade, plus exclusive bonus modes. Incredibly detailed graphics drawn straight from the arcade original, and there's no special peripheral required to play. I do like that they try to turn the fact that there is no gun support, that this is not a gun con game, into a positive. So you don't need one of those. You don't need one of those frivolous guns. Just move the mouse around to do it. I want to call out one more thing on here. You get some good screenshots on the back. You get kind of the helicopter flying at you. You get this training mode. You also get, and I hope we learn about them in the manual. You also get a heart over a woman who appears to be undressing in a room, and it says bonus life. So it seems to me, and I don't remember the game too well, I think that you get bonus lives for, I'm not sure what. So we're going to find out. Yeah, the game came out about 5 years after True Lies, Home Team Game Dev says, which I think helped popularize the Harrier into the mainstream. Started popping up in a lot of games after that. Yeah, I kind of want to rewatch True Lies, but I have heard that the 4K version that they have out there right now looks real weird, like looks real AIE. So I don't know. Anyway, I'm gonna take a sip of coffee. Mm, okay, and then I already forgot the name of the game that we're reading. Silent Scope. That's a good sign. That's a good sign for how my day is gonna go today. Uh, let's do some Silent Scope reading. So one thing I remember a while ago, I had complained a bit, or it wasn't really a complaint, but I had made a take. I had concocted a take that I didn't feel like the PlayStation 2 had the kind of texture, the kind of vibes, the vibes that I liked. I always sort of remember the PlayStation 2 unfairly, potentially, as sort of a rather bland system from a texture standpoint, just from the way the games feel and all that kind of stuff. Not the gameplay, that sort of stuff, but like just the way the system feels. But now that I've been going through them a bit more, I retract. I take it all back. PlayStation 2 is fantastic. It is great. It's no Dreamcast, but it's still pretty good. And part of the reason I like it is these manuals feel so thick and dense. Whatever paper stock they used is like real solid. So thank you to the PlayStation 2 for uh, your stiff paper manuals. Getting started tells you, the usual, setting up your PlayStation 2. A lot of sniper rifles all over the place, just a lot of like sniper rifle stamps. The story, while traveling to Chicago, I didn't actually intend to do that. While traveling to Chicago for a political campaign, the president and his family have been kidnapped and are being held hostage by an armed terrorist group. The terrorists are demanding the release of their leader from prison in return for releasing the president and his family. If the terrorist leader is released, the government suspects that the terrorist group will strike again. Okay, but in fairness, they are currently striking right now. They have kidnapped the president. So I'm not sure how much worse it's going to get. To avoid exposing the president and his family to further danger, the government has decided not to resolve this problem with armed forces. To regain control of the situation, an elite professional sniper has been sent in undercover. Again, not sure how undercover things are here, but who am I to question the government? His mission is to rescue the president and his family and take out the leader of the terrorist group. Time is of the essence. Get out there and eliminate the hostile threats and bring the president and his family back safely. Yeah, armed forces appears to be subjective. That is, he's heavily armed. It's just a one sniper wrecking crew. It also sort of seems like once the bad guys, the terrorist organization knows where you are, you're in sort of trouble as a sniper. You kind of have to sit around for a while. Starting the game, you'll get some introductory logos. That's good. Using the circle button, you can toggle the scope on the screen. That's fantastic. There's different there's different modes. The shooting range, pretty straightforward. Not going to read a lot of the shooting range mode, but I will read the story mode. It says basic rules. The president and his family have been kidnapped by lethal terrorists. The government turns to a professional sniper to rescue the president and his family. This reads like those first reader books. This is like the shortened version of the main story from 2 pages ago. But this is like one of those like short kids books where it's like for kids who are starting to read and the sentences are just like Owlette says, gecko, come back, period. And then it's just like one sentence, one sentence, one sentence. This is the that. They should make a little golden book of the manual for Silent Scope, in my opinion. In each stage, the player must carry out a specific, they say carry out, carry dash out. So maybe it's a food thing, must carry out a specific mission while taking out enemies and the level boss within a specific time limit. Each time an enemy hits the player's life is decreased by one. Accidentally shooting an innocent bystander will also decrease the player's life. So far, so good. However, I always like a however in a manual because I don't know what's coming up next, but I have an idea. Throughout each stage, yep, because there's a picture. Special life up girls can increase the life gauge by one if the player spots them in the scope. There you go. Those are special life up girls that you can spot in your scope for extra life. The game ends if time runs out or if the player loses all lives. It is possible to continue playing from the last scene provided all continues have not been used. It is not possible to continue after the time runs out when confronting the final boss. Whoa. So pressure's on. We get a good picture here of the operator in question. There you go. Um Vijatron did not want to spoil, and I appreciate that. No spoilers, no spoilers on the manual podcast. It is of the utmost importance that we keep things a surprise, I suppose. There's 3 difficulty levels. There's downtown. It's downtown Chicago, Illinois. Mission: rescue the First Lady. Hey, also good news. Thanks for popping by, even briefly. I appreciate that. This is great. The president of the we're reading Silent Scope. You've come just in time. The president of the United States and his family have been kidnapped by terrorists who now occupy the entire downtown area of Chicago. I'm telling you, they didn't want to escalate the situation, so they sent in a single sniper to take out the terrorists who now occupy the entire downtown area of Chicago. Football stadium, also in downtown Chicago, Illinois, to rescue the president's daughter. You have intercepted information indicating that the terrorists are holding the president's daughter as hostage in the football stadium. Rush to the stadium and rescue the girl. Then there's the highway. You'll be surprised to learn this is also in Chicago, Illinois. Rescue the president's daughter again, I guess. The terrorists have been spotted on the highway attempting a getaway. Get over there and take down those terrorists. Shooting at terrorists in moving cars is extremely difficult. I could have told you that. You must take into account the speed of their movements and shoot ahead of them. Lead your shots. I'm actually going to be honest. I kind of want to play this game right now. This is it sounds. I'm getting amped. This game in the arcade at the Aladdin's Castle in Marin in Terra Linda. Um, I don't know if the president's daughter is a special life up girl, but I'll tell you what. If you don't rescue her, it's game over for you and for America. This game was right next to um, L.A. machine guns at the Aladdin's Castle in Northgate Mall in Marin County, where I grew up at my arcade, and it always looked so much less exciting than L.A. machine guns because L.A. machine guns had the 2 gigantic machine guns that shook, and this was a much more calm game. It seems like, but now reading this, I really want to play it. So I'm gonna have to figure out how to cancel all of my meetings today. Then you get to move to, oh, you get to do a little trip. You're going to Milwaukee. There's a hotel, the Milwaukee Imperial Hotel in Wisconsin, to rescue the First Lady. You've received a tip that the terrorists are holding the First Lady in captivity at the Imperial Hotel. Using photo profiles of terrorist members, seek out and eliminate the terrorists hiding out in the hotel. I feel like that's one that's going to get you for accidentally shooting innocent people. Night vision, terrorist base in Green Bay, Wisconsin. Mission: to rescue the president. You've discovered the location of the terrorist headquarters. They are sure to be holding the president inside. Infiltrate the enemy base by either sneaking through the woods or parachuting in to rescue him. Vote in the chat. Let's vote in the chat. Should we infiltrate the base by sneaking through the woods or parachute in? I know my vote. Are you a bad enough dude to rescue the president? I hope so. Space Astrocat. I hope so. I mean, God, America hangs in the balance. Um, let's say parachute, parachute, parachute. Oh, you're right though. I think the sniper might not work in a parachute, but okay, counterpoint because I'm team parachute. Counterpoint to concerns about the parachute is that so far you have killed a terrorist organization that has taken over the entirety of Chicago all by yourself. So I think if you're capable, if he's that capable a sniper rifle guy, yeah, maybe he's got sniper rifles akimbo, and he's got two in there. So it seems like despite maybe some, I think, valid concerns about how realistic it is to snipe while parachuting, I think we should parachute. All right, I will do that. When I play this game, I'm parachuting. Got to go akimbo, and then we got to take on the big bass, big bass. This is not a game from Boston. Big Boss. Terrorist base in Green. By the way, did anyone see the game last night? The basketball game. This is a very like. Did anyone see the Celtics and Pacers game? It was so good. Terrorist base in Green Bay, Wisconsin. Defeat the final boss. Everything about this commander of the terrorist group is cloaked in mystery. I think, I think there's a possibility that the big boss is you're going to find out something surprising. That's just my guess. You get training modes, you get all sorts of good stuff. Those are all the levels. You get a lot of options. Um, you get that. Should we read some character? We got some character bios. Should we read some character bios? You got the professional sniper, aka the player. Former special operative in a British anti-terrorism task force. Oh, we got an international flavor. Um, Jeff says, does it support GunCon or similar? No, it does not. It is a controller game only, where it moves the cursor around. So it might actually be kind of a cool like PC game. I feel like with a mouse that'd be cool. In the arcade, the gun had a little screen in the reticle, right? So yes, this is why though. This is why I never. Ooh, VR would be pretty good now. VR would be good. Home Team Game Dev points out. Um, this is why I never really gave it too much of a shot when it came to like Dreamcast and PlayStation 2, was because I was like, I want to use the gun thing. But now I'm kind of excited to see what it's like. You have an impressive battle record with the task force, but for unknown reasons retired from the unit with no advance warning. Are they unknown reasons to you or to just other people? Currently residing in Chicago, Illinois, which is convenient. You work as a sniper for hire in the underworld. You have successfully carried out numerous difficult missions with an innate cool headedness, earning you legendary status as a sniper. Extremely reticent by nature, you treasure solitude and are still single. Oh, the Life Up girls. Your only companion is a one of a kind custom sniper rifle. I think this guy should be put on a list. I don't think this guy, the professional sniper, should be should be allowed outside. Mm. I'll take a check here. The Hitman trilogy. Oh man, there's so much good chat. I've been kind of bad about seeing the chat here. Home Team Game Dev points out that the Hitman trilogy has some sniper minigame missions that play almost like these theme park ones. A bunch of Rube Goldberg stuff to take people out at a mansion. That sounds really fun. I should play more. I should play more Hitman. Space Astrocat says, "We don't need a wife. We got a gun." Yeah, that's this guy. This guy would be a big. Ugh, he'd be a big influencer these days. We got Scorpion the Butcher. I'm gonna be honest. I hate the main player. I hate the main guy. He seems like a bad dude. I don't, but not in a bad, not at like are not like are you bad enough to rescue the president? More like are you harming? Are you harming people with bad politics on the internet? Scorpion the Butcher, who's a former US bodybuilding champion. At one time, I'm not sure if he's a good guy or a bad guy. At one time, Scorpion was able to bench press 770 pounds with ease, but he had to retire from bodybuilding after suffering a devastating injury in which he tore his right thigh muscle. His life is in disarray. His life is in. Whew. Sorry, I'm Scorpion is just I'm verklempt. Um, pa, 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 pa. What was our sniper up to on January? We could have used him. I think, unfortunately, I think we know what our sniper was up to on January 6th. I think initially I thought we could have used him, but I think he was in the crowd. His life in disarray after seeing his dreams dashed, Scorpion was invited to join the terrorist group. This is like a LinkedIn. He was open for work. He gained a reputation for his Herculean strength and brilliant mind and soon rose to the rank of officer. He was given the code name The Butcher because of his imposing muscular body. Incidentally, his apprentice is the one that appears in the fighter plane. Then there's Cobra, the Iron Man, killer for hire. In fairness, these guys are all killers for hire. A long time ago, you prevented Cobra from completing a mission, shooting Cobra in the right arm. He underwent an operation to repair his arm and later, burning with vengeance, came after you time and time again, but each effort ended in failure. His ruthless killing techniques and indomitable stamina and physique earned him the code named Iron Man. Caring little about how he achieves his goal, Cobra joined the terrorist group for the sole purpose of seeking revenge against you. This guy's cool. Hornet the Sniper. Whew, this guy's a tough cookie. I am going to try to show you what he looks like. I really do need to get the right camera for this. Anyway, I'll post it on Blue Sky after this. Hornet looks like he got stung in the face by a hornet. He's real puffy right now. He's the hired sniper of the underworld. I'm sensing a theme. Skillful at hiding undercover and unrivaled in shooting accurate. I can't read. Skillful at hiding undercover and unrivaled in shooting accuracy. Hornet has an appropriate name as his strike is like the sting of a hornet. He will take on any job, no matter how crude. It's like he's in Jackass. Provided the pay is generous. Boasting that he's the god of snipers, Hornet has been waiting for a showdown with you in order to earn himself a reputation as the number one sniper of the underworld. Though he has the habit of saying he's number one, he's more like the number one narcissist. Got him. Hell yeah. Take that, Hornet. You you dope. We got Tom and Jerry, the number one narcissist. Then we got Tom and Jerry, the killer machine, biological experiments created from an elite assassin's DNA. This game is a lot more Konami in the early 2000s, late 90s than I remembered. Tom is experiment number one, the one without the mask, and Jerry is experiment number two. The terrorist group raised these killing machines from birth to be assassins. A drug was administered to Jerry in large doses to adapt his body specifically to night combat, but resulted in wiping out all of his emotions. Since then, he's refused to listen to anyone but Tom, who he has known since birth. Tom, who is teetering on the brink of insanity, attempted to escape from the group with Jerry to seek a more human like existence. His attempt failed, but he has not given up on his dream of freedom. Oh yeah, missed drug use. That's right. Thank you very much. We should call the ESRB. It is rated M. However, there are no there's no consumer advice on the back of it about forced drug use. And then we have Monica, the armored secretary. She's the secretary to the big boss and a specialist in torture. She's got kind of like a leather mask thing going on. In the presence of her stunning beauty and ingenious torture techniques, all men cannot help but obey Monica, including the big boss. This manual just got extremely horny all of a sudden, just like Fighting Force did last week. In fact, some say the big boss kidnapped the president simply because she wanted to torture him. The armor she wears represents the latest technology created by the group's internal research and development team. The armor was designed to repel all bullet shots from any angle. However, since the top priority was making it lightweight, yeah, the armor suffers in durability. With her beautiful body, with her beautiful body clad in this armor, she flashes a bewitching smile as she hunts her prey again tonight. 4-Bit Friday, yo, what's up? Welcome. Thanks for coming by. You just landed in time for the hottest the hottest video game manual of 2001, Silent Scope. We got some credits here. The original arcade credits. The executive producers were Fumiaki Tanaka and Hiroyasu Machiguchi. The producer was Shigenobu Matsuyama. Um, the game main programmer was someone named Hard Boilder Shin with a period at the end of it. The director was Masaaki Kukino and Shigenobu Matsuyama. So thank you to them for making this. And then you get some Konami Computer Entertainment Studios and Konami of America. Um, and we've got, do we have any special thanks? I'm not interested in special thanks. What I'm looking for is QA. I don't have, it doesn't have anything about QA in here. It does have, however, pertaining to our interests, packaging and manual design by a fella named Scott Allen. So thank you to Scott Allen for the fun manual. I don't know if he wrote all the manual in there, but I really enjoyed it. This one was a lot of fun. So thank you. However, I do have some feedback, which is we got to get the QA in there. I'm gonna go Moby Games. I'm gonna make my own QA focused silent scope manual. This is great. All right, we got things going. That was a lot of fun. I'm gonna take a sip of coffee. I'm glad that we parachuted in and protected the president without really raising too many alarms by having a full army coming in and just a single sniper rifle with potentially questionable politics, stopping all the bad guys. So that's pretty exciting. I'm gonna just take the sip of coffee. Mm-mm-mm. Mm. All right. Oh God, that was bitter. I think I mentioned this before. I'm not doing sugar. Mm. Mm. That's not true. I'm not doing sugar in my coffee. That's an important distinction. I feel like my teeth are yellow now because of the coffee. I'm not doing sugar in my coffee in an effort to be, less sugared up. And I gotta say, coffee's a little bit bitter right now. Um, Jeffy says my favorite thing when getting a new NES game was reading the manual on the way home. Absolutely, that was my thing. I have two very vivid memories for some reason. I did it all the time, but I have two manual memories that are extremely vivid. I'm gonna grab the next one before it gets too late. And the first one was renting a copy from the warehouse the warehouse of F-Zero on the Super Nintendo, which had a manual in it. And my mom went into like the thrifty drugstore next door, and I just sat in the car and read it, and was blown away by what I was seeing. And then not that much longer after that, similar thing. I was like Toys R Us, and I had gotten Super Punch Out. This might have actually been a while later because I got Super Punch Out on like deep discount, like when they were like discontinuing all of it. And I just remember sitting in the car looking at it and being like, this is incredible. Super Punch Out had a great manual and it's so colorful. And I was just like, this is the best. I don't even want to go home and play it. I just want to look at the manual. So manuals are amazing. They're so good. We get some stories like Home Team Game Devs. Your brother was in the baseball card store, sitting at like Applebee's while the family went out for dinner. Oh man, that's so good. That stuff's great. Just opening it. Manuals are a lost art, and I would love to see them come back. You see them sometimes, right? You see them sometimes. Is it Innis? I don't even know how to pronounce it. INIS. The publisher. Their Switch games have little manuals that are really like lovingly created. They're not quite as much of this, but hey, Psychoc the Solly, welcome. McMahon, we did get manuals with rentals sometimes. Eventually that went away. I found that the early days of renting at the warehouse had them, and then they didn't. And the local video game stores or the local video stores that I would go to, like Captain Video, those ones, they usually did. But those were really small stores. They never had them at like Blockbuster or anything like that. So I will say, man, I love this stuff. Manuals are so cool. I will say that yes, that's what it is. In games have it. The Evercade games have little manuals as well, and of course, if you're a fan of manuals, I cannot recommend enough Tunic Tunic is fantastic, both as a video game and also the in-game manual, which if you buy the physical copy, it can come with the full manual, and it is gorgeous. I'll break it out here one day. Not a lot to read, but it is dope. It's so cool. So yes, please, please give it a shot. Please give it a look. If anything, it's just a fantastic game. And in the meantime, while you're queuing up that purchase, I have a manual that I bought because I love the name so much. We have Lord of the Sword. Maybe when I move off of Twitch Studio, I'll figure out how to do the booming God voice. Lord of the Sword. Lord of the Sword. So we got Lord of the Sword. If anybody's ready for Lord of the Sword, I never played Lord of the Sword back when Lord of the Sword was out on the Sega Master System. It was new, but I have it on good authority that it was actually pretty cool. So I might have to go pick up Lord of the Sword. So is everybody ready for Lord of the Sword? Lord of the Sword, you can actually see here where it says Lord of the Sword. Underneath that, there's that guy. Looks like he's just clobbering lizard. So he and he also kind of looks like, so we have Hornet in the other game who looks like he just came out of a dental procedure. This guy also kind of looks like he came out of a dental procedure. He's got sort of like a nope, not gonna work. He looks like he got some dental work. And maybe he's cranky because he can't eat for a couple of hours, and that's why he's fighting people. Evil, Lord of the Sword. Evil has engulfed the empire. Foul creatures are ready to take the crown. Again, ripped from the headlines. One mighty warrior can stop them. Landau the Brave. Help him defeat the cruel forces of evil and save the kingdom from certain doom. So tells you how to put the game in, insert the 2 mega cartridge. That's important. The quest for the crown. These are dark times for the kingdom of Balginia. Bal Balginia. These are dark times for the kingdom of Balginia. Baljinya. An evil band of foul creatures has murdered the king and his family. This would have been a good time to send in the sniper from Silent Scope. Soon they will resurrect the corrupt and inhuman spirit of their long dead leader, the demon lord Ragon. If they succeed, with the throne of Balginia empty, Ragon will take the crown, and the land will suffer in misery forever. The elders of Balginia know that only a strong and brave man can hold the country against Ragon and his evil followers. Therefore, they have decreed that a man who can pass 3 daring tests will be king. The tests are he must find the tree of Merrill, some symbol of the royal family. He must subdue the goblin of Balala Valley. That has a ring to it. Balala Valley. He must destroy the statue of evil. Gonna say number 3, destroying the statue of evil probably should be something that could have been done a while ago. Sounds like a thing you don't need to have. You are Landau, the mighty warrior from the north. Armed with your trusty sword and bow, you go forth to stamp out the evil scourge that plagues your homeland. The road is long and the dangers many, but if you succeed, fame and the royal crown of Balginia will be all yours. Go now and seek the wise wizard of Ammon. The object. The Council of Elders has set 3 tasks for a warrior deserving of the crown. 1. Seek out the symbol of the royal family, the Tree of Merrill. 2. Defeat the goblin inhabiting Balala Valley. 3. Destroy the evil stone idol. This is just a recap, a paragraph later, just in case. You start out from the tiny village of Harfoot. In each town and village, you'll be able to hear valuable information, and collect useful tools to aid in your quest. As you roam the countryside, you'll encounter many hardships and difficulties. This is why we live in cities. Defeat the last enemy and return to the castle. If you're crafty and accomplish these 3 tasks, you'll be the next king. Fail, and you doom your country to eternal peril. And then it says, oops, try again. Oops, try again. You begin Lord of the Sword with 1 life. You begin Lord of the Sword with 1 life. Lord of the Sword. Keep track of your life meter at the top of the screen. If you touch or are attacked by an enemy, the life meter decreases. Talking to certain people in towns will replenish your life meter to full strength. Excuse me. When your life meter is spent, the game is over. Careful, Landau. When you return to the title screen, you have the option of starting a new game or continuing from the beginning of the last scene you were in. You can use the continue feature, up to 10 times. That's pretty good. Lord of the Sword. It tells you the controls. Tools and treasures. Along the way, Landau. I'm gonna have to send pictures of this manual in on Blue Sky afterwards because there are some cool pics. The art is actually really neat. Along the way, Landau will find many important items to help defeat his enemies, including magical swords and arrows. That's not how the sentence is written. I don't know why I read it that way. Swords and arrows, including swords and arrows. Some of the most important items include the Tazamu sword. Only a person who is pure of heart can use this magical narrow-bladed rapier. Rapier? Rapier. It's rumored that a brawny young man once wielded this sword, but he hasn't been seen since he went off to do battle with the evil creatures of Balginia. The Luna Sword. Forged from the sharp, silvery rays of the moon, this magical sword is the most powerful in the land. It was once seen in a village some time ago, but today nobody knows where its final resting place is. Landau the Brave will find it. The Bow of Bravery. By acquiring this magical bow, the shooting strength of a person will double. And the Foe Slayer arrow. Although it may only be legend, the Foe Slayer is said to possess unimaginable power against evil. But where can it be found? Yeah, Roxlock said, what if this manual written by the same guy as Silent Scope? When they make the modern sequel to Lord of the Sword, Lords of the Swords, is what they should call it. We should hire them to do this because I think we could get some good stuff. Towns and villages. It kind of just gives you some information. The castles. There are two castles in the game. Two Lord, two Sword. Varlin Castle, as Home Team Game it says, Varlin Castle and Elder Castle, which lies across the ocean. To enter these castles, there are certain items which must first be found, and things which must be done with an exclamation point. You'll learn about these as you play the game. That's good. Just don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Um, the Kingdom of Balginia. In between towns and villages lie flatlands, dark forests, steep and dangerous mountains, dank smelling swamps. Hell yeah. Land festering with evil creatures and thieves. These wild places are filled with creatures bent on your destruction. And at certain points in the game, Landau can proceed no further without first doing battle with servants of the evil Ragon. Defeat them, and you'll receive valuable information and items to help defeat the foul demon lord. That sounds cool. You get a map, which is kind of neat. Yeah. No, you'll figure it out as you go. That is one of my favorite things. More manuals should also do that. Like give you a few sentences and be like, don't worry about it. It's fine. The map. Um, Somebody wrote in this manual. So somebody who used to own this manual put a little note. It says after cram, I get the bow shortcut from Shaggart to Dwarf. I don't know what that means. When in a town or village, press the pause button on the Sega Power Base, and a map of Balginia will appear on the screen. Press pause again to return to the game. Here's a map of the world with Lord of the Sword with all the towns and areas identified. Yeah, again, a good map. This is a good one. This is a good map right here. You get good town names. You get Mount Morgos, the Tharbads, Linden, Varginia. So you got Balginia and Varginia, but I don't know if they're supposed to be the same thing. Farazan, Balala, the Ravine, the Rinnans, Nemo Forest, Crambog, the Crambog. You get the Crossroads, and then you get Know Thine Enemy. Below are only a few of the many evil creatures awaiting you in the land of Balginia. These guys rule. I love these guys. Look at how cool these guys are. I like the dragon is like a lizard guy. He's pretty cool. You get the book thief, the giant bat, the snake, vermin, banda snatch, giant scorpion, giant spider, Putera, lizard man, necromancer, giant centipede, dark Shunaida, killer fish. Killer fish is cool because I think he just kind of looks like a normal fish. Um, Strawfly, dragon, zombie, white wolf, slime skeleton, tree spirit, and pirate. You get Stonehammer, Paradin, Ripper, Baruga, Dark Suma, and oh, and then helpful hints. I was looking to see if maybe the guy wrote his stuff in the scorebook, but no. This game does. I think this game does rule actually. Like when I was talking about this, I was just really into the name Lord of the Sword, so I was just going to read this because it's called Lord of the Sword, and I was so taken by the name. But I heard from a lot of people that they really love this game, so I might have to actually play it. I really like what I'm seeing here. Helpful hints. This is the last thing, I guess. Before you do anything else in the game, seek out the tree people for advice. Before you do anything else in the game. Use the map in town and village scenes along with the map in this manual to keep track of where you are in Balginia. Use your bow and arrow whenever possible. Fighting hand to hand with creatures increases the chance of being touched and having life force drained away. Um, Avoid battle when it's easier to run away. Remember, the test of courage is not to die, but to live long enough to become the king. Um, that's just my life motto, generally. Oh, here you go. On the back, he wrote Ulmo, Nemo, Cram. Ulmo, Nemo, Cram is three different places on the map, but also uh like three really cool names for like dwarf characters. I like that. Ulmo, Nemo, Cram. So yes, we'll remember this. Ulmo, Nemo, Cram. That is Lord of the Sword. We got Cram, we got Ulmo, we got Balginia, we got Landau the Brave. We got a lot of cool folks here. Slime, Skeleton, Stonehammer, Dark Suma. I love these guys. So, couple of good manuals. I appreciate that. As is, I think, sort of the standard. There are no credits, anything like that in the back of this Sega Master System manual. But I love what I read here, and maybe I'll try to figure out who made this game, and then who localized it here in the States because I think it's really cool. So thank you to Lord of the Sword. Thank you to Silent Scope, our two good friends today. Really appreciate all of you for coming by. This one was a lot of fun. I should go get ready for a day of meetings and work and all that, but I'm energetic now. I'm amped now. That was a lot of fun. So thank you for doing this. Thank you for popping in. All right, Beatrice, thank you for coming in. Don't be sorry. Don't be sorry. Thank you for coming to all these. I really appreciate it. I'm super grateful for hanging out. It's a lot of fun, and y'all are awesome. Thank you so much. Have a great Wednesday. Have a great Thursday and Friday as well. If I don't see you, good afternoon, good evening, and good night, as we say. Um, I'm never doing that again. I'm sorry. I apologize. I take it back. I'm trying to delete it. Have a good one. Bye, everybody.